Hey, what's going on? We're back to the next project. It's something a little bit different. I was gonna do a Metroid one, but I still haven't decided which one to do. So I just decided I'll hold that off for now until I actually figure out what the hell I'm gonna do. So this time around, this is gonna be No Escape. How horror games turn running into terror. This is gonna be a pretty interesting one. And believe it or not, we're not gonna be using a stalker this time. We're gonna be using something different. Also, yeah, don't mind the gym string. It's like 100 degrees in this room right now. I'm sweating bullets. So I'll do this for an hour, then we'll wrap it up. Because unfortunately, I do have to go back to work. I have to get ready for work. Okay, let's get started. How do I want to do this? Okay. No. The fact that they cut out Marshall and Yard and RE2 make still baffles me. One of the most atmospheric places in that whole entire damn game. But whatever, it's all good. So I technically only have 3 projects that I'm doing right now. Still working on Golden Sun. That's going to be done by tomorrow, but I'll actually start working on it when I get home in a couple of days because I'm going on a 2-week block leave, so I'll be gone for 2 weeks. I won't be here. I'll be actually in my own house. So I'll be working on that there. I'm still working on the Vera Yandere one. It's like almost halfway done, but I'm not looking forward to that just because the last horror one we did, that's really screwed up my voice. It was a very long one. It was about 40 minutes of just dialogue, and we were able to cut it down to like 26 minutes. But still, that was a long ass script to read. So that's currently the only 3 projects I'm working on right now: Golden Sun, Vera, and this one. I'll do a Metroid one when I actually figure out which one to do. Okay, each breath. And again, this is just starting the outline. I normally write a passage so I can actually set the tone of how I want the outline to be. So let's see. You run not to survive, but to delay the inevitable. Each hallway, each door, each breath feels heavier. The last. Because deep down, you know. Out. Hmm. Run, not to survive, but to delay the inevitable. Each hallway, each door, each breath feels heavier than the last. Because deep down, you know you're not getting out. You're only proving how far fear will let you go. Okay, I like it. Also, as usual, I'm an adult. Don't drink unless you're an adult. I had a quote lined up for this. I just gotta hold on. Whoops. As usual, take notes. Always keep notes just in case. Use Eric Fromm. Yeah, okay. All right, so I think Eric Fromm would be good. Okay. So I read a lot, so I always write down good quotes. So, oh man, a man may be compelled. Do the same thing. And each, and each, and each. Each time he believes, and each time he believes, each time he believes. This one is gonna work. Okay, good. All right, so we can scratch that one off. All right, cool beans. All right. So let's see. A man may be compelled to do the same thing over and over again, and each time he believes he's choosing wisely, freely. Wait a minute. No, I wrote that wrong. Oh, whoops. That's on me. Okay. A man may be compelled to do the same thing over and over again, and each time he believes he's choosing freely. Okay, so how does that tie into this? Give me a second to think about this one. It's gonna work. It's gonna explain it, how it ties into this. Okay. Uh, when we run, it's like freedom. Okay. Oh, my choice. Okay, that's good. Running is like freedom, but horror games use it to expose the lie of choice. Because when we run, we think we're running to safety, but that's usually not the case. Like we'll be running around in circles. Clock tower, for example. You're good. Here, be running a lot in circles. Okay, that's good. So, time we flee. Each time we flee. Each time we flee, I think will lead us to safety. Pick the best game for this one because the struggle with Finn, you feel so salty when you're running around in circles, especially in the hospital. That uh, bad memories, bad memories. Hmm. Okay. For me, it's salt, but with fragments of trauma. I think I've solved the issue with this mic. So if there's still more glaring issues, I'll just update it later down the road. But I do feel I've gotten everything working good. It was just the crosstalk that was really screwing this up because I guess my USB interface and this mic share the same ground. So there'd be times where my mic would just pick up the desktop audio, even with my headset completely on, which makes no sense. So I plugged in my headset to a separate 3.5 port that I have available, and this is just straight up hooked up to the interface. So I think we're good now. Hmm. Running becomes not liberation. Definitely not for me. Okay. So we'll read this over again and see how this actually sounds. Running is like freedom, but horror games use it to expose the lie of choice. Each time we flee, we think it'll lead us to safety. Instead, it leads us in circles, back into trauma, back into fear. Running becomes not liberation but submission. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that works. We can add a little transitionary sentence here to make things like flow a little bit better. We don't need to go that big detail about it. So this isn't. This isn't about survival. Okay, that's good. I've been chased a lot. I know what that feeling is. It sucks. I played a lot of spooky games. At least we accomplished what we said we were going to accomplish during this 4-day weekend. I got a video out. It took a while, but we finally got a video out. Holy shit. And I was fairly happy with how that video came out. Of course, I figured out the audio issue late into editing, but hey, it is what it is. We won't have to deal with it ever again, probably. So, one video done, onwards to the next one. And it's good. I'm not gonna have 2 weeks off, so I'll be able to actually work on this. So Friday will be my last day here, because my flight is at 2:30 in the morning Saturday. I'll be back home by 1:30 because it's like a 9-hour flight. I'll chill Saturday just to hang out with family, because my parents watch my house. Like they live with me, so it's like, oh hey, while I'm away on military duties, just watch my house. Cool, and watch the dog and the cat. So I'll hang out with family. Then Sunday I'll just get right back to work. I don't have to be back here until July 15th. Okay. We are going to... Okay, so that's good for like an introductory, I guess. Okay. You run, not to survive, but to delay the inevitable. Each hallway, each door, each breath feels heavier than the last. Because deep down, you know, you're not getting out. You're only proving how far fear will let you go. A potential quote: a man may be compelled to do the same thing over and over again, and each time he believes he's choosing freely. Explanation of how this fits. Running is like freedom, but horror games use it to expose the lie of choice. Each time we flee, we think it'll lead us to safety, but instead it leads us in circles, back into trauma, back into fear. Running becomes not liberation, but submission. The transitionary sentence. This isn't about survival. It's about how horror games use escape as a weapon against your mind, your body, and your soul. If you've ever felt the panic of being chased, the hopelessness of flight, or the dread of knowing that there's nowhere left to go, then stay. We're going to confront that terror one step at a time. Okay, that's good. Alright. Alright, so as usual, we'll be doing this in a case study format. So I've chosen the games, obviously because of the thumbnail. So we'll use Clock Tower 2, The Struggle Within, not original Clock Tower 2. We're using the other Clock Tower 2. Resident Evil 0, specifically with the Leech Man, because screw that asshole, and System Shock, which is the one out of left field. As usual, I'll be using a movie tie-in. You know, I like doing my in-game, well, my horror analyses, no analyses. But we'll be using Halloween 4 again, specifically the final chase, which I didn't show last time because I just wanted to show the tension that builds up to the final chase. So we'll actually use the final chase this time, mostly because there's a lot of botched sequences in that whole little sequence. It gets all over the place. It's like it's a merry-go-round. It's a cat and mouse until beginning to end. So I think it actually fits into the narrative. So we'll do that one, and we'll go from there. All right. So let's think about how we want to go about this. As usual, we're doing a case study format, so I'll lead into it and go from there. Yes, we can just start with why we run. Yeah, that's yeah. We'll start with why we run. That's funny. Okay. Uh, oh, that's all right. Let's switch songs. Let's do this from a different perspective now. Why are you running? All right. Oh, that's gonna get annoying so fast. I love when they do the ambience like that, but it's fine. Whatever. I love when they do the ambience like that, but sometimes it does get kind of annoying with the background noise like that. Like we don't. Okay, that's fine. I don't mind it, but it's just sometimes the background noise is just a little bit too much. Let's call this section 0. This will be section 0. Why someone runs. Section 0. Meaning of running. Okay. Right. Biological response. We got to talk about the biological response. It's a cognitive, yeah, cognitive. This is what happens when you have a lot of free time in your hands. You educate yourself on things you probably don't need to know about, but I have a lot of downtime on my hands. So I'm like, hey, might as well learn something new. So cognitive response is all right. Running. Just watching. I just pretty much just explained Resident Evil 2 make Mr. X in a nutshell right here. The emotional response, can't forget about that one. Emotional is running. What? Okay. Maybe. Hold on. Give me a second to think about this one. Hey, I cannot fucking spell right now. Oh my god. Ew, gross. All right, I just gotta think about music in my lasting my ear. Give me a second. Okay, I got something. I think I got something. And so I think that's we talked about biological, cognitive, emotional, and philosophical. So I think that's good for four different areas. Okay. I cannot spell it now. I love it. I always gotta check my messages just in case, because you just never know when work's gonna text me. Hey, bitch, you gotta go back to work. The alcohol is gone. I gotta restock tomorrow. I'm so sad. There was just Fireball in here. Like I've drunken the Jack Daniels, but it was just Fireball in there just to hold me over. Do not drink unless you're an adult. Okay, but yeah, alcohol is now gone. Get some drugs. Okay, cool. So let's actually read this. Section 0, the meaning of running. Why horror makes us move. What does horror what does wait. No, it'd be what does running I'm an idiot, sorry. What does running represent? I know what horror represents, but no, this section is just about talking about running. Jesus Christ. Alright. What does running represent? Biological. A flight or fight instinct. Try saying that like 3 times. Anyways, biological, flight or flight instinct. Running is the rawest survival act wired into our brainstem. Cognitive, running bypasses logic. It shuts down decision making, triggers impulsive loops, increases activity. Emotional, running represents avoidance of truth, of pain, of coordination. In horror, it is regression. Philosophical, horror represents movement. You think you're escaping, not you're deepening the cycle, but you're deepening the cycle. I love it. In this video, we'll explore 3 dimensions of this through 3 case studies, each one illustrating how horror deconstructs running into different kinds of suffering. Okay, that's good. Okay, I've been streaming this for like 30 minutes, so I can keep on going for like another like 20 minutes, and I definitely gotta wrap it up. Okay, what should we talk about for section 1? Okay, 35 minutes. That's good. Whoops. I'm gonna go with a very weird angle, I think, with this one. Normally, I do everything in the beginning, then lead into the case studies. But what if I just do it this way? I'll introduce a concept, then have a case study right after it. I think that'll work. Right? Maybe. All right, we'll actually try that angle. Okay. Sorry about that. Oh yeah, we're gonna do something very different here. So section 1. Okay, I got something. Bear with me. I'm gonna cook. Okay, just bear with me. I think I have an angle right now. I think I got something. Okay, that's good. Right. We're gonna go with this angle. I literally just showed this in my other video with the Friday the 13th, the final chapter analysis. You see you see Trish running away from Jason Voorhees, human Jason, throughout like 15 minutes straight, just wailing and screaming. Like she's like 18 years old. She's screaming like a child because it's regret where she feels helpless. Like she's a child. She's running for her life. You have this unstoppable force who's pretty much just killed everybody that she got to know for the past couple of days in a very brutal manner, mind you. And the only thing left she can do is try to protect Tommy and run away. And that was a very, very tense cat and mouse sequence. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do yeah. So we'll have a section, then we'll do the case study, have a section, case study, section, case study. That's what we'll do. Okay, so we'll do Clock Tower 1 as the first case study. Yeah, Clock Tower 1. Okay. Clock Tower 2 is the first case study. And this is the struggle within, not the other Clock Tower 2. I specifically picked this one because this game takes running around in circles like, and it just amps it up to 11. Then proceeds to amp that 11 up even more. Like, this game is it's its namesake, the struggle within. Also, always stretch. I'm getting way too comfy. It's currently 95 degrees. Oh my god. Okay. Whoops. People that don't know, cause I know this one's like super niche. Alyssa, because it's always Alyssa in these clock tower games, besides Jennifer, of course. But this Alyssa has a split personality, Bates, or this is the fucking ghost face. I'm like, oh my god. But no, anyways, she has a split personality, a split male personality who goes around being like Shiginanya, to be honest with you. But no, like the aggressive male personality that will not hesitate just to kill people, or as you'll see in the footage I add, manhandle children, smack people the hell up. Bates is hilarious. Bates is a mood, but Alyssa has the split personalities that she's dealing with throughout this entire the game's short until the entirety of this game. So Bates is not only like a plot device. It's kind of her inability to cope, because Bates's actions are extra, to say the least. Like Bates is effective in what he does. I mean, we're not going to deny that. Besides, holy shit, beating little living daylights out of Stephanie. Oh my god! Like Bates again is very effective. So we'll word it that way. The split personality isn't just a plot device. It's more of a fractured ability to cope. I had to catch myself because we did Alyssa in the other video, but the clock tower Alyssa is spelled this way: Aylssa. The other Alyssa is Alisa. So we have to be very careful with Alyssa. No, split identity is fine. I'll go into more detail when I'm actually writing the script about this. We're gonna ignore my terrible spelling for tonight. It happens. I had to think about this one. This game's AI is weird. Very, very weird. Oh, 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 oh. Before I forget, this game is mean. This game has a very notorious, and I'm saying this with all caps. This game has a very notorious sequence in which the game will automatically put you in a kill sequence and you can't actually progress. Like you will automatically die. You have to start the game from scratch again. It's so screwy because you have to examine you got to examine the samurai statue a couple of times in the house in the first level of the game, and if you don't do that, later on the statue will fall from the ceiling inside of the damn hospital and kill you instantly. It's so screwed up. It's not the first time Clock Tower has done something like this. Ironically enough, the other Clock Tower 2 with Jennifer, there is a specific item you have to examine during level 2 inside of the newspaper precinct. Oh my god, the newspaper office. I forgot what it was. It's been a bit since I've actually 100%ed that game, but you have to examine a specific item, and if you don't examine it, it's the can. Yeah, the can. If you don't examine the can, you're technically hard locked out of the best ending. I'm like, that's so mean. Some of these like stipulations are just brutal. Like they punish you for not properly examining stuff, but this one's just messed up because this game, if I remember correctly, doesn't have an actual like, yeah, like you're fucked. You're actually fucked. Like you have to do a hard reset in order to actually bypass that because every single time you'll get killed. Like you will die. Like every single time. Like the game straight up hard locks you. Like you can't progress. It's a hard lock. So no, it's technically a soft lock. It's a soft lock. You can play the game, you just can't progress. It's very messed up. Extremely messed up. Ask me how I know. How many minutes? 50 minutes. All right, 10 more minutes. I actually got to get ready for work. I got to be up at 5:30 for formation. That brought back some very bad memories. Oh my god. You know what? Yeah. Again, it's one of the nastiest soft locks I've seen in a long time. There's been a good chunk of soft locks that I've put myself through, but shit, that one's messed up. Play the game, and you'll realize, wow, in the hospital, I just have that fire extinguisher as my saving grace. I have to run all the way back to that one specific fire extinguisher to take down these zombies. It gets really bad. unbiased. I'm not letting my own salt get the better of me here. All right, so I think that's good enough for this specific section. We'll do a little transitionary sentence in order to lead into the next part. So, but not all fear comes from powerlessness. Man, it's not like I just released a video on this. Pointless plug by me. But not all fear comes from powerlessness. Some horror traps you even when I got plenty of good examples for this one. First thing that comes to mind, the RE3 original water puzzle. Bum, 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 bum. I can hear it. I hear it in my sleep every single time. I think every single through, I'm like, God damn, I should be thinking about Nemesis. I shouldn't be thinking about that damn puzzle. I hate that puzzle so much. I get clowned on a lot by my buddies. Like, how the hell did you find that hard? I'm like, I am not the only one who found that shit hard. That shit was hard. My 9-year-old me had to try to solve that shit. Kind of I'm being a little bit too extra there, but it's fine. Okay, let's read this section and see how it is. So, section 1, regression of fear when panic makes you a child. Makes you a child. The psychological angle. In overwhelming fear, the adult mind collapses into instinct. Trauma often reawakens childhood helplessness. Horror games simulate this regression. Case study 1, Clock Tower 2, The Struggle Within. Alyssa's split personality, Bates, is not just a plot device. It's a fracture into her ability to cope. She runs not from an enemy, but from herself. Camera angle plus jarring cuts emulates disorientation. Unpredictable pursuers. Did I not spell that right? Unpredictable pursuers keep you on edge with no logical pattern, which is true. Ineffective choices and hiding spots amplify helplessness, which it does. Panic, literal gameplay regression. Lack of control mirrors emotional breakdown. This game forces you into a state of powerlessness and confusion, on top of being punished for delay. Running in a sense can offer no strategy, only postponement of pain. But not all fear comes from powerlessness. Some horror traps you even when you know what to do. When the problem isn't the monster, it's your own brain collapsing. Give me a second to think. No escape. How horror games turn running into terror. You run not to survive, but to delay the inevitable. Each hallway, each door, each breath feels heavier than the last, because deep down you know you're not getting out. You're only proving how far fear will let you go. Essential quote, a man may be compelled to do the same thing over and over again, and each time he believes he is choosing freely. Eric Fromm. Quote explanation. Running is like freedom, but horror games use it to expose the lie of choice. Each time we flee, we think it'll lead us to safety, but Instead, it leads us in circles. Back into trauma, back into fear. Running becomes not liberation, but submission. Transitionary sentence. This isn't about survival. It's about how horror games use escape as a weapon against your mind, your body, and your soul. If you ever felt the panic of being chased, the helplessness of flight, or the dread of knowing there is nowhere left to go, then stay. We're going to confront that terror one step at a time. So section 0, The meaning of running. Why horror makes us move. What does horror represent? It represents a biological flight or flight instinct. Running is the rawest survival act, wired into our brainstem. Cognitive. Running bypasses logic, shuts down decision making, triggers impulsive loops, and increases activity. Emotional. Running represents avoidance of truth, of pain, of coordination. In horror, it is regression. Philosophical. Horror represents movement. You think you're escaping, but you're deepening the spiral. In this video, we'll explore the 3 dimensions of this through 3 case studies, each one illustrating how horror deconstructs running into a different kind of suffering. Okay. Alright, that's good. So we got a good chunk of this done today. So tomorrow, when I have a little bit more free time, maybe if they'll give us maybe if I have free time during my lunch period, I'll start more of them. So tomorrow I'll do more Golden Sun, I'll do more Vera, then I'll do more of this. So these are my 3 projects. I'll finish up Golden Sun. I'll finish that when I'm actually back home. Then I'll be working on this and continuing Vera's Yandere stuff in the background. Then after that, I'll do a Metroid one, and I'll do a Yumi Neko lore video. Then I'll do lore files. I haven't done lore files in a bit. Okay, other than that, we out. Have a good one. I'll see people tomorrow.